Good morning, Dan. Thanks for
Morning,
joining
mate.
us today. Just tell us a bit about your coaching career with Northumberland so far and your best memories of that.
Well, it started 2008, just as a community sort of development officer, and I started working with the under 12s, and then it's kind of progressed through the 12s, the 13s, the 15s, the 17s, the 18s, and then into the sort of senior side of things from like May last year. So at the minute, I kind of run all the boys and men's pathway, which is obviously perfect for me and kind of where I am at the minute.
And you obviously you coach across the board. What are the main characteristics of kind of working with the best players in terms of what knowledge you can pass on to them?
Well, the main characteristics they have as players is kind of the thing that I've noticed really the last few years is a deep understanding of their own game and when they can apply certain things to certain situations, and then the confidence from the execution and the game plans and things like that comes from there really. And they're also, the best players are usually all physically able as well to do what they need to do.
You've got a lot of experience as a cricketer and as a coach. What's the best piece of advice that you've been given that you can pass on to other cricketers?
I think the best piece of advice I've ever been given is a fairly simple one really, which I'm able to use in the context of my work now, is kind of good coaching's not what you know, it's what you see. So as you know, as players don't want to know what the coach has done, what he can, don't really want to know that. So from my perspective, coaching now, it's kind of like making sure that I'm able to see as much as I can before I'm able to make a sort of guided, conversation with the player about where things may go, and then I think batting what you see up with sort of a reasonable explanation and kind of linking that to when things may have gone wrong or may have gone right is kind of like the key to how I work these days. And then obviously the individual, based on what the individual's like, will be down to my knowledge of that person and kind of how you take the conversation on, and then how you can move forward together.
In your role as the Northumberland head coach, what would you say players think of the way that you coach them on a match day and leading up to a match day?
I think honesty is an important part of my job, and then also very supportive as well. So I'm very fortunate now, having worked through the pathway for a number of years, is that a lot of the lads that are in the senior side are lads that I've worked with through the age group. So I know a lot of them inside out. So a lot of the things that you do subconsciously with lads that you know are things that you try and work on consciously with the lads that you don't know, to try and build that relationship up. So, my job at the end of the day is to try and get the players to be the best players that they can and the best people that they can. And then obviously if I can help them along the way with that, then that's the aim. But as I say, I like to be honest without being abrupt and rude, but kind of like, make them aware that I want the best for them, and then obviously support them the best way that I can, in the best way that we decide to use that sort of support.
And just finally, what inspired you initially to become a coach, and how did this Northumberland head coach position come about?
Well, I was still playing. I did like me sort of level 1 and level 2 very early, 16 and 18, and then just kind of laid dormant while I was playing a lot. And then it was about 23, 24, I started getting into it sort of full time and being employed from the cricket board since sort of 2008. And in that time, I've got my tutor training and stuff, and went through my level 3, and then recently, kind of last couple of years, gone through the level 4 process. So it's kind of like my experience and sort of what I've been exposed to is kind of like whetted my appetite further and further. And now I'm in a position where I'm lucky to run, numerous teams, but at numerous levels, and get to work with some fantastic people and some guys that give a lot of their time for not a lot in terms of coaching and helping with the age group sides, and then obviously the players that it's my job to provide support to, and hopefully we can start progressing and winning some games really.